Welcome to the Calyx Services channel. I am Thelma, and in this video I'm going to show you how we extract seeds from strawberries that we grow here in the garden. So please keep watching. Thanks for staying, and I know you're anxious for me to get started, so let me just show you what I have assembled on the table here as the materials that we're going to use. But first, a bit of strawberry botany. These flecks we call strawberry seeds are actually tiny fruits called achenes that contain the strawberry seeds. The tasty portion that we enjoy so much is a fusion of the ovaries of all of these tiny achenes. But what we are really after are these tiny seeds. I'll demonstrate the two methods we use in the Calyx nursery to extract the seeds. We call these methods the dry method and the wet method. The first step in both methods is, of course, to start with firm, ripe strawberries. We will be using a clean knife, and for the dry method, we'll also need absorbent paper. Let me demonstrate the dry method of extracting seeds. First, remove the modified leaves called the calyx. Next, use the clean sharp knife and carefully peel the strawberry skin, removing the layer with the seeds attached. Place these segments onto the absorbent paper with the seeds facing upwards. This is easier to do with a firm strawberry, but since this one is a little overripe, it's going to be a little messy. See all the sweet juices that are escaping, but that's not a problem. This second fruit is firmer, so it will be easier to peel. But by now I'm sure you've gotten the idea, so I'll speed it up a bit. I'm going to process two more fruits off camera and place both sets in a well-ventilated area away from direct sunlight to air dry. Well, I fast forwarded 4 days so that I could bring you what the seeds look like 4 days after you've put them to dry on this absorbent paper, and also to demonstrate the easy way to get the seeds off. Now, there may be a little breeze here, so I hope I am not going to have to run to try to pick up all of these seeds. So what I do is just fold this over and very carefully just rub them. And if it's sufficiently dry, you should not be picking up bits and pieces of the absorbent paper. After a bit more rubbing, let's collect the seeds. One strawberry fruit is estimated to have between 50 and 70 seeds, I am told. And if you recall, we had taken off the skins and the seeds of 2 medium-sized strawberries. So there's still a few more seeds left here, but you get the idea. Well, let me just quickly show you another method, which I refer to as the wet method. You take off the skin with the seeds in the same manner you did for these, and you put them in a fairly tall glass. You can see that the process has begun after only a few minutes. Here there's some seeds floating on the top, but most of the solids are at the bottom. I look closely, you can see the strips of the skins of the strawberry fruit with the seeds still attached. Here are the seeds in the glass 3 days after we set it up. I stirred it probably about 3 times daily. I have not stirred it since this morning, and this is what it looks like. There's quite a layer at the top of the liquid, and if we look closely, we are going to see lots of tiny seeds floating on top. I'll use this fine mesh wire strainer to separate the seeds from the liquid. See how clear the liquid is? Which means the strainer is retaining all of the solids. What remains in the sieve are the seeds and the bits of pulp that did not disintegrate. Place the contents of the sieve on absorbent paper to air dry for 24 hours or so. After this time, you should have no problem separating the seeds from the pulp. A day later, and all the moisture has been absorbed, and the seeds are quite easy just to scrape off. And I just want to show you how many seeds you're likely to get from 2 medium-sized strawberries. Yeah, I think we got all the seeds. And here you go. Now, this is about the same amount we got from the other 2 strawberries that we demonstrated in the dry method. So the one in this hand, my right hand, is the dry method, and the left is the wet method. And you see they have equivalent amount of seeds. And of course it makes no difference, so I'm just going to join them together so you get a better idea of how many seeds you got from 4 strawberries. And if we were to estimate, I'm not going to count, but there's certainly over 100 seeds in here, sufficient to plant at least 2 sets of trays, 2 72-cell trays. So you have the technique. Now you can select which one you want, and you have your fresh strawberry seeds ready to do your own planting. So we've come to the end of this video in which I showed you 2 methods that we use here in the garden to extract seeds from the strawberry. Now, it depends on which method you find more convenient, or which one you choose to use, but I've settled on using the dry method because it's less handling and the seeds come out ready to plant. Now, the important part, I know you are anxious to see what the germination, the survival looks like, but we've decided to show that as a part 2 to this video on propagating strawberries from seeds. And in that video, we will show you the various stages from the sowing through to the germination to about 4 weeks after germination. And that video is coming up in a few weeks' time. Now, this is the end of the video. And if you liked it, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed already, we ask you please to do so, because there are lots more information coming on strawberries as well as other crops that you will benefit from. So, until the next video, I am Thelma in the Calyx Services Garden saying thanks for watching, take care, and bye-bye.